Peace, family. I'm Dark Vader, and you're watching Feel Free TV. This is part 2 of Incarcerated Husbands with Jessica. I'd like to thank everyone for their comments. Please keep commenting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, on this episode, we're going to touch on different topics as far as me not snitching when I first got incarcerated, Jessica being arrested for smuggling in alcohol while I was incarcerated, me going to a shelter after incarceration, and basically me using the alias while I was incarcerated. So we're going to touch on those different topics. Once again, I'd like to thank Jessica for everything that she's done for me and for having the courage to come out here and speak her truth. Once again, this is what Feel Free TV is about. It's about giving formerly incarcerated individuals a platform to speak their truth, to talk about their experiences before, after, and during incarceration, and also to get family and friends of formerly incarcerated individuals a chance to speak. Once again, thanks again for watching Feel Free TV. I'm Dark Vader. Peace. Oh, yes. So I was locked up under an alias. My alias was Julio Sanchez. Okay, so this is the crazy thing. My alias was Julio Sanchez.
There's more than one Julio Sanchez.
So there's a whole bunch of Julio Sanchez's within the correctional facilities in New York, within the database. But at one time, they were talking about deporting me.
What?
They were talking about deporting me because before my fingerprints actually got cleared and they found out who I was,
there was no record of you in the system.
There was no record of me in the system.
In the States, period.
In the States, period. So they were actually talking about deporting me.
Where were they going to send you? You never told me about this.
Yeah. They was talking about deporting me. Was I a citizen and all that? But that's a whole nother story we'll talk about.
This is the first I hear this. This is awesome.
Yeah, so I was locked up under an alias, Julio Sanchez. But like I said, coming home, it's just, I just needed time. I just needed a while to get the ground under my feet. Because I didn't know if I was coming or going once I got here. But I did know that I needed to do it by myself.
And I just love you too much that I wanted to do everything that I could. What wife doesn't want to help her, not just hold her hand, but sacrifice themselves to make things okay for their spouse, to make sure that their spouse is more comfortable if they're able to.
Right. You're absolutely right. So, what was some of your fondest moments? What were some of your fondest moments?
Seriously?
I don't know. I mean, the people want to know because it just can't be just all bad times.
No, not at all.
No, it just can't all just be bad times. So it had to be some happy times.
So some of my highlights are my first visit to come see you.
Okay.
While I was waiting, I got there kind of late. We were probably a good year into our relationship before I would tell you when I was coming up because I didn't trust you not to have other people there. I just want to see for myself. If you think about it, you really never knew when I was coming up. Surprise, hey, I'm here. And that's including the first time. Your palms were so sweaty.
What?
The first visit, you were so nervous. Remember, and the dude, was it Eric from Click Click? The guy? No, it was Kenny. I think it was Kenny who was doing Click Click the first time.
Well, okay, now people don't know what Click Click is.
Sorry.
Click Click is people,
Polaroid pictures.
People who take pictures for you and your visitor.
If you think about the convenience, if you see something that you like, or you're like, hey, that's my babe, let's take a picture together, you just pull out your phone.
Yeah.
Polaroid pictures, $2 a pop.
Yeah, so yes, they have the Polaroid pictures. They take your picture on the visitor floor with the backdrop. So, yeah. Well, this is the thing. I was nervous because it's probably been like almost, was it? I wouldn't say it would have been 8 years since I seen somebody. Because I had a girlfriend probably like 2 years before you. Okay, let me just say, she wasn't a girlfriend, but she used to be my girlfriend. And I think she had seen me probably like 2 years or something before you or something. So it's been a while since I actually seen someone. Yeah. So of course I'm nervous. Plus I'm nervous because this is someone I just met.
Popping up like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, I just met her on Plenty of Fish and we were corresponding through mail. And all of a sudden I get a call like, hey, Julio Sanchez, you have a visit. I'm just like, what? Okay, so I didn't even know who it was visiting me.
But when Kenny was out there, I saw him first. I'm the only one sitting in the visit room. It was, what was it, February 4th was the first time I came to visit you? I think it was that or the later. I'm pretty sure it's February 4th. Upstate New York, February 4th, weather isn't all that great. It wasn't bad. I was literally the only one in the room besides the CO. And here comes this guy coming out, the click guy. And I was like, that does not look like him. Did I just get catfished by an inmate? Like, did this really just happen to me? And then here comes this individual with his big ass smile, like corners of his mouth connecting behind his head.
Yes, I was smiling.
And
I had a visit. What the hell? Of course I would be smiling.
So I think that was one of my best memories. And I was like, you know, I had to boss up because like 2 nervous people together. Yeah. I was like, you know, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna let you get your composure and come out. We can have a visit. So I did that.
So now let's talk about the time you got arrested.
You taking it there?
We have to talk about this.
So
hold on.
Ooh.
So a little backstory. So we're married already.
Yeah, we just skipped like 4 years.
We're skipping ahead of time now. So we're married already. We're getting conjugal visits. So during the conjugal visit, I'm allowed to go onto they call them trailers, but what they are is like little houses and stuff like that, like a little apartment. So I'm on the trailer, I'm prepping, I'm cleaning the trailer up, you know, getting it ready, making up the bed, whatever. So I wait for my visitor to come. She comes with clothes, food to cook for about 2 days, because the trailer lasts for 2 days. So I'm sitting here, I'm waiting for, and I'm like, what's going on? I see everyone's visit coming, and she's not coming. So now, 2 COs come get me. So they say, your visit has been canceled. And I'm like, what happened? They said, she tried to smuggle alcohol on a visit. So right then and there, I'm like, you're lying. I know that's not true. I said, I know that's not true. First thing I'm thinking is like, they sabotaged my visit. I'm thinking Skinner. Now, Skinner is an asshole. He's a guy that I wrote a complaint about for sexual harassment. Here it is this Skinner's this tall, hillbilly-looking nerd. This guy is probably like 6'6", 300-something pounds.
He's ready to have like the Confederate flag on the back of his dually.
Yeah, and I believe he's gay. I'm quite sure he's gay. Because of the things he was saying to me, only a gay man would say to another man. And I thought he sabotaged my visit because I wrote him up for sexual harassment. He was saying some things to me that I didn't appreciate, that I told him to stop and that I thought that that was a homosexual, that I'm not a homosexual, and let's continue on with this search so I can get up out of here. So I wind up writing a complaint against him. I wrote Albany, which is the capital of New York. I wrote a complaint about him. I sent it to the state troopers, everything, internal affairs. I made this big thing.
I had a copy of that letter.
Yeah. So I made a big thing about this correctional officer who made these sexual harassing comments to me. So after that, he was very upset with me. He didn't do it again, which is good. And
he wasn't the processing officer very often.
No.
That was our very first visit too, and we didn't have him a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, but I thought he automatically was probably up front, and he sabotaged the visit. That's what I thought. I said, okay, this is his way of getting back at me.
Well played.
Well played. Okay, you got that. But I know she didn't bring any alcohol in. Now.
So I think to better understand that, when you get ready to go on the FRP, it's the same people that are like...
Hold on, FRP is
Family Reunion Program, aka conjugal visits, is when they have these programs set up. So prisoners who are well behaved and have not necessarily special privileges, but they do get to, they have to go through a process to come and be able to spend a couple nights with their family. You know, it's like in an apartment. It was kind of cool with your loved one.
It's an apartment in prison, yeah.
So again, to rewind to help us understand this, in order to get into the facility for a family unit, for the FRP, for the conjugal, they search everything that you bring in. These same guys that you heard like calling you guys hoes, whores, whatever, dumb bitches, they're going through your stuff. And if like you're looking, they shut the door. If you have sensitive skin, you have to bring in your own sheets. You'll need a doctor's note. They're handling your food. They go through your deli kits. Like if you want to wear something special and spicy, them hillbilly rednecks is all like up in it. Someone would put their stuff, their undergarments in plastic bags, and they would still go through that. You had to have a doctor's note for everything. This was our attempted last FRP because it was in January of 2017. I was like 90 days out, and I was just diagnosed with an ovarian cyst, mind you. I'm bringing in my CPAP machine. I have a doctor's note. I was chasing around like crazy to get my provider to write me a doctor's note, to be able to bring in a microwavable heating pad, because that would allow me relief on my ovary. Because you can't bring in a controlled substance, which the pills I had, hydrocodones, I couldn't bring those in, even though they lock everything in a tackle box and they tell me when I can take my medication. So they search everything. And I packed, like he said the day before, I packed because I have to leave the house at like 6 in the morning, load everything up, food, clothes. I was a little bit out of it when I was packing. I didn't have the best lighting in my room, and I used my overnight bag for my conjugal visits to my parents' house for the holidays. And my mom's boyfriend every year, and he still does it to tease me, puts these little single shot bottles of alcohol in our stockings. And I didn't think anything of it. I threw it in my overnight bag, and then I went home and I kind of dumped everything out. My slippers and stuff like that stayed in that bag because it's the only time I used them. Well, there's these 2 little bottles under my slippers. Now I know that they scan everything through this scanner, like X-ray scanner, and you can't sneak in anything. And I didn't realize that they were in my bag. And so while he's in the trailer, like getting ready and wondering what happened and getting steaming mad at this asshole, me and this other lady, because there's only 2 of us, we're like, ooh, what's going on? Somebody's in trouble. Like, what's the hold up? And a state trooper pulls up, and we're like, oh shit, what's going on? Skinner goes out, And the state trooper comes in and they call my name. I'm like, what? And they're like, what's in your bag that shouldn't be in your bag? I have cats. I give my cats catnip. I'm like, what, was there catnip in there? Like, I didn't have anything in my bag that I shouldn't have. It wasn't even attempted to be hidden. I had alcohol. 2 little bottles of Smirnoff. I think it's Smirnoff. Caramel Delights. 2 little bottles. So they have all of my food in these bags. You have to put them. I already threw my other bags away. They dump all this food, frozen stuff, cold stuff, whatever, into this big trash bag. And they load it up onto the back of the truck with my stuff. And I get escorted down to my vehicle, down this big ass hill, with all of my stuff. And I get arrested. I got arrested trying to go into prison.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole time all of this is happening, I'm so upset because I know you're probably losing your shit. Like, he's gonna think that I didn't come. What are they gonna tell him? Like, what the hell's going on?
See, on my end, they told me that.
They told him the truth.
They told me that my vision got terminated because you were trying to smuggle. But I kept calling, and you wasn't picking up the phone. So I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I couldn't. I was arrested.
I didn't know that.
I was handcuffed to the bench. Like,
yeah, I didn't even know.
At my car, they allowed me to bring my ID and my car keys. I couldn't bring my wallet. I couldn't bring my phone. So I couldn't even sit up here and like smartphones. No one uses phone books anymore, address books. I'm in so many counties away from home without my phone and without my money, but cuffed to a bench, nervous and afraid, like, oh my God, I need to talk to Jay. Oh my God, I have to talk to him. Like, he's not gonna believe this. He's gonna be so angry at me. It was an accident. It was a God's honest accident. And when he finally did get a hold of me, I was driving and I tried keeping it together. Did I even say anything before I started crying? I don't think so.
I don't even remember. I was just like, what happened?
And I remember you telling me you should have just canceled because of my sis, if it was that bad. Like, that was a Saturday visit and I think I was in the hospital on Thursday. But I wanted to see you. Yeah. The shit you do for love. Yeah. I had a whole chart.
So after that, she couldn't even come see me anymore. They banned her.
I got kicked out of prison.
She got kicked out of prison. She got banned from every correctional facility in New York State. She couldn't come to any prison in New York State. They banned her.
And in this time period, I remember being so scared. Because this I want to click on the 21st of January. Because Christy's birthday was on the 23rd. And you were due to come home April 20th. I didn't think I was going to be able to pick him up. I had a friend that lived in Monticello. And I was asking him, like, can you pick my husband up and just meet me down at the base of the driveway? Because I can't get arrested. I'd be like trespassing. But I was allowed to sit outside and wait. In April. It was cold. Then here you came.
So, what was it like when you see me walk through those gates?
Coming out. I didn't even see you at first. Like, I kept looking back and I didn't even see you at first. I think you were outside before I realized it was you because of the way the windows were. It was like, I wanted to cry. I was so happy. I've been waiting for this for like 4.5 years. 3.5 years that we've been married. And I was like, oh my God, I get to be a wife. All of these plans that we've talked about for all these times, phone calls, like we're gonna have our babies. We were gonna like be in this together, like all this. I was so happy. Like, oh my god, I couldn't wait to like take you someplace to eat. I couldn't wait to be able to kiss you and to touch you and to hold you without somebody be like, Sanchez, that's it, break it up.
My first meal was what, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
That was my first meal. So
You wanted some
I had to slice it.
fried, you wanted the fried chicken tacos, and they had stopped having them. And I felt
remembers the details. I just know we went to Taco Bell.
you were my baby. It's like your first day out. Of course, I'm gonna remember everything. I remember how long you was sitting in there just like waiting. He just staring at the menu like, oh my god, this is a lot of choices.
Yeah, it's so much. It's like sensory overload. I'm looking at the menu, and I'm also like looking at people too because
wondering if they know your secret.
Yeah.
I think we stopped at the hotel by then for you to change.
I don't know.
You
Yeah.
did because it was next to that, and you couldn't wait to shower.
So my thing is like, it's like when I first came home, I was staring at people because everybody looks different to me. Like everything is different. So I'm staring at people. I'm looking at like the way they talk, their mannerisms, the way they dress, and everything is new to me. So I'm looking like, okay, the fitted jeans, I couldn't understand that. Like when I first came home, I'm like, okay, this guy's jeans is really
tight.
snug. Like, wow.
And how long did it take you to get home? After hold that time out. I have to interrupt.
It didn't take me long.
You talk so much shit about these tight jeans, and the other thing he was talking a lot of junk about was
What's that?
people and their phones.
Oh yeah.
People always walking around on their phones, like they gonna get hit by a car, they better get the fuck out the way. That could never be me. Never, ever, ever. Now I'm like, okay, as you're walking to the gym making a video, as you're listening to your music, now you understand.
Yeah, now I'm just like
one of them.
The rest of them.
He's a tight jean wearing stuck in his phone.
I'm just like the rest of them. Okay, so I want to rewind. So I'm going to talk about while I was incarcerated, preparing to go home. So I was supposed to go home to her.
Someone had an open charge.
But being that she had an open charge for the alcohol bottles, they would not allow me to go there. Not at all. So you propose that I go.
My grandparents.
To her grandparents.
Like I had my grandparents. They actually offered. I didn't have to ask them because they knew. Like I was married. Marriage was never in my cards. I didn't want to be married, and I married you. Yeah. I took that last name, but they saw like my dedication, and they knew how much you meant to me that they were willing to open up their home to you. I knew you was gonna be miserable, but it was also only temporary. I was ready to drive back and forth an hour each way to see you every day, get you back and forth to work.
And I can't lie, that your grandmother used to write me. She used to send me cards. She used to send me money.
That was on like holidays.
On holidays, yeah. But she used to write me like every holiday. She would send me a card. Mm-hmm. She would send me money. It surprised me. Like I was really surprised.
Especially with my family, it wasn't just your incarceration going against you.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like, okay, I'm a black guy, so I'm thinking that's strike one.
You're in prison.
And I'm in prison. That's strike two. And then for your grandparents to send me money and write me, give me cards every holiday, I was like, wow. They must really love her.
They saw the difference.
They must really love her to do that for me. I was like, wow. But my thing was like the reason why I didn't go to your grandparents' house was one, I knew that I was probably going to be miserable there, and I was going to be in a place far from home, far from like any type of resources that probably could have helped me. Being that they live out in the country. And then I didn't know how long it was going to take for that address to get approved, because there's going to take there's no telling how long it was going to take for them to actually go there to approve that address. And I needed to get out of prison. My thing was, this is my date, it's April 20th. I need to get out of prison on that day, on April 20th.
April 1st.
Not May 20th, not June, not April 30th. Because anything can happen in prison. This is my thinking, like anything can happen. I can get into an altercation where they take my date. I could have gotten in an altercation where I could have got seriously hurt. Because it's like the shorter I got to going home, the more harder it was for me. That's why I used to isolate myself from people, because it's like, okay, people know you're going home, so people say little things, people will try you, people will do things that they wouldn't necessarily have done before, say things that they wouldn't necessarily say before, because they have nothing to lose. Like, a guy might have a life sentence.
He don't care if you fuck
you
your
know?
shit up.
He don't care if we get into an altercation. If anything, he's holding some resentment. He's jealous. And it's a lot of guys, man, who will love to bring you down and who will try. If if you're not wise enough, they will try. They will definitely try you. So my thing was, listen, I don't care. I just got to get out of prison. So I chose a shelter. And
I cried so hard.
Yeah.
Tammy wanted to fight you. She was there.
You were very upset. You were very upset. I remember one time, like, the counselor who was helping me with everything, he was looking over my records and everything, and he was like, wow, I see that you had other people with you during your crime, but you got caught first. Like, you're the only one that got caught. From his records, he can only see that I was the only one that got caught. Other co-defendants got caught later on. And he was like, why didn't you tell? It's not fair that you did all this time and no one else did this time with you. And I was like, listen, I did my crime knowing that there's a possibility that I could have got incarcerated, that some people could have got hurt, killed, even me getting hurt or killed. I knew what I was getting into. Just because I got caught, I'm not gonna drag anybody else down with me. Mm-hmm. If I got caught and they got away, I'm hurt that I got caught and I have to do this time, but it is what it is. I knew that was a possibility. I knew the ramifications. But I'm actually happy that they didn't get caught. Like,
you don't want this for your friends.
Yeah, like these are my comrades. I don't want that for them. And I'm not gonna bring them down because I'm down.
Not everybody thinks like that though.
But he couldn't understand that why I didn't tell on these guys. He could not understand it. But fast forwarding, going back, a lot of people were upset that I chose to go to a shelter instead of going to your grandparents' house. And what people don't realize is that when you go to a shelter here in New York State, when you go to a shelter, you have priority over a lot of individuals when it comes to getting housing if you're coming from prison. So I came home in April 20th. August 15th, I had my own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I had my own apartment August 15th. So you say from April 20th to August 15th. That's how long I spent in the shelter. Whereas individuals who've been in the shelter for a year, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I say to anybody that's incarcerated in New York State, if you can do time in prison, you can do time in the shelter. You have priority for housing. They will pay your first year rent. But they didn't do that for me. They paid my first 3 months. Now they're paying.
They did your security and camera, right?
Yeah, and they paid the security. They paid my first 3 months rent. They paid the broker's fee. They give you $1,000 for furnishings. But now they're paying a year in advance of your rent, your security, your broker's fee, and they're giving you money for miscellaneous things. So I tell individuals, all my comrades that's incarcerated that I talk to on the phone, I always tell them, listen, man, come home to a shelter, do 4 or 5 months, get your own apartment. You can't beat it. They're paying a whole year in advance for you right now. They're giving guys, females that are coming out of prison, you're getting priority when it comes to housing. All you have to do is just do the footwork. All you have to do is go to these meetings, go to wherever they say go, welfare, these other housing places. You're going to be waiting in offices for 4 or 5 hours. You're going to be signing all types of papers. It's very stressful. But it's worth it. And I tell individuals, if you can handle prison, you can handle a shelter. The shelter is just like prison. It's just like prison. So I'm not upset that I went to a shelter. Not at all.
Hindsight was 2020. I get it.
Definitely. So with that being said, do you have anything you want to say to the people?
All in all, it was worth it. And for me personally, I feel that a person's past mistakes and past decisions in their life up to a certain point, that shouldn't be held against them forever. A lot of people, along with the stigmatism of, oh, you're with someone in prison, or I was having a discussion about something else with somebody. The world, a society, they see white and they see black. There's so much gray matter in between them.
That's true. That
it's ridiculous, and they don't want to accept that gray matter because that means everything that they've learned all along is wrong. They don't. It's so easy to judge and chastise other people for things that they've done, but they don't know why. Like for me, my name was in the newspaper, all of that, and everyone was just like, oh my God, I'm sure the locals, oh, she was trying to bring drugs in. She's got a prison contraband, was it class A, I think it was, felony. I could have gone to prison. But to people that didn't know me in the paper, like I was automatically a criminal. They don't know the story of that. And I think even me being arrested, as traumatizing as it was at the time, you don't know what motivates someone to do what they did. And mine was an accident. Mine was 100% an accident, but the logistics of it were. Alcohol is not allowed in prison. I had 2 bottles in my person, and I was trying to come see you. But that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. And I feel like, especially with you, it didn't make you a bad person. You made some pretty bad decisions in your life.
Of course. I'm still making bad decisions. I mean,
cut that shit out. You came Jay, don't play with me. No,
I still make bad. People fail. People make mistakes.
Right.
We're never going to stop making bad decisions. It's never going to stop.
But it's learning from them, where you propel yourself forward. And that's a lot of these people these days. They don't have that ability
to learn from their mistakes.
But it's the stuff that you did in the past. It doesn't define you, and everyone deserves a fresh start and a fresh chance. And
that's what Feel Free TV is about.
Yeah.
Giving people a chance to express how they feel, talk about their experiences, and talk about, the good and the bad. You know? So with that being said, thank you, Jessica, for coming on Feel Free TV. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Peace.